Hi YouTube, this is Superperson, and I'm here to make a video that someone sort of suggested. Like, it's a topic I want to talk about anyway, I guess. And someone commented that they want to know. So, I'm making a video, as the title implies, about how can you tell if you're an Otherkin or a Therian. Now, that's an interesting question. And I'm not going to say it's an easy one to answer, because it's really not. There's no... Since being an Otherkin and a Therian isn't physical, it's all mental or spiritual, it's not like everyone experiences it the same way. Like, what defines me as an Otherkin, or Therian, or whatever, sorry, isn't what would define you as one, or what would make you feel you're one. I wish it were easier, like everyone who's an Otherkin or a Therian has a mark on their hand, and you go, oh, if you have that mark, you're already that. Like, it's easy as skin color, just looking at someone and going, you're that, that'd be so much easier. But it's not cookie cutter, it's not defined by outside traits for the most part, so it is hard to tell if you are one. And if you are watching this video, and you're wondering if you are, then I think you're doing the right thing by trying to get informed. How can you tell what's going on? If you're watching this video, that means you are leaning towards already being one, because, I mean, you must have found the term around the internet, must have wondered, read the term, and hopefully you're thinking of that, this makes a lot of sense to me. I've always felt like that. And not just going, wow, they're werewolves? I want to figure out what they are. Oh my god, I want to be an Otherkin Therian. Yeah, don't do that. If you're that kind of person who's watching it, oh god. Oh god, you're the horror of the people. Yeah, so, but hey, you, the other person who's looking at this and thinking, wow, I really want to know more, and I feel like I may be this, but how do I know? Well, this is for you. Now, like I said, it's so hard to say for certain if you are one, and I doubt myself all the time, and apparently a lot of, like, Therians and Otherkins do too. Just because it's so in your mind. Like, it's not a physical thing. It's not like I have yellow eyes like my dragon does. It's not like I have long claws or horns or anything. Phantom ones don't count. Nothing you can see. So it's not like I can just look at myself in the mirror and go, oh yeah, I'm definitely an Otherkin because, I have that telltale yellow eye thing that no one else has. You can't. So, to know if you are one is an inner journey. A really inner journey. You have to look inward to why are you here? Like, why are you watching this video? Why do you feel like you agree with the term Otherkin? What has made you feel that way? What in the past has made you come to the point you are now in life with these feelings? Was it an event that triggered it? Have you always felt this way? Did you awaken and become aware of these feelings, that you don't feel like you're entirely human, that there's something off about you? That's sort of the main way to do it. Like how I did it, if it helps any. See, for me, to find out, I was an Otherkin, Therian, whatever you want to call it. It's two terms. I'm just going to call myself Otherkin from right now, just because Therians are technically for more normal animals, not a weird thing like a dragon like me. But, how I found out, to hopefully shed light on you, is I came across the term, probably like you did. And I came across the term in a funny way. I had a shape-shifting book, Metamorphosis or something, from this one guy. It was an expensive book. I was like, 14 when I bought it? And it was a book about physical shape-shifting and all the things you can do. How to do it, and, I was 14, and God, did I want to shapeshift. And what I want to shapeshift into was a dragon, of course. I didn't know why, but, back then I knew it was, okay. I'll move on, but when I was like 14, I had that book about shapeshifting. I wanted to, I wanted it to be real. I wanted to be able to turn into a dragon. And it wasn't that easy. Like, the book was complicated for one. To do anything, you had to draw these... if you ever watched Full Metal Alchemist, I haven't watched it in a long time, but they had to do, like, the patterns on the ground to do lots of their spell things. It was like that. You had to do these really complicated, intricate designs over huge spans of space with all these different things and saying these things, and it was so much work that no one could ever do it. Like, I don't even know where I'd have to go on a basketball field, a basketball court, with chalk to draw out these intricate things facing the right way, getting all these materials to put in the right place. It just seemed, for a 14-year-old or 15, it was impossible. I couldn't do that. Couldn't do it. But the reason why that's important is, besides saying please don't get the book, it's stupid, and physical shapeshifting isn't real, which is sad. I found out about the term Otherkin because, like a year ago, I was looking online about the book again, just because I was curious if it had got any reviews. I don't even know why I was looking about it. Sometimes, it was because I was feeling different again. And I was looking at werewolf stories, just because I always felt like there was something odd about me. Besides the fact my demeanor's weird, or I talk funny, or whatever. I always felt like there was something, like, ever since I was in, 3rd, 4th grade, whatever, I always felt like I was not like all the other kids. Like, the way I handled myself, the way I saw myself, the way I reacted was different than the other kids. And when I was little, I didn't know what it was. Honestly, I didn't know until I learned the term Otherkin. But as I got older, it's the feeling of being odd was always there. And I think it may have just progressed to a, like, I must be a weirdo kind of thing. It's a weird feeling. Like, I just felt like I wasn't like the other children. Like, there was something I felt that I didn't know at the time that just made me different. And I wasn't proud of the fact that I felt different. It wasn't like, yay, I'm different. I just didn't know what I was feeling, And it wasn't until... what was it? Wait, how is this important? I'm watching it. There's a TV show on. It's totally distracting me. Zoe 101, by the way. No, it's not a great show, but I like watching it. Oh yeah, why the term? Okay, why I was looking at werewolves. Oh. The whole, like, I felt different since I was a kid. And I was looking at werewolves because I started to feel that feeling again. But there are periods of remission where I feel, where I don't think about it, where you don't think about the fact you're odd. You just, it's always there. You're always presented daily that you're not like everybody else and there's something weird about you and you can't explain verbally why it's so weird. And I was in one of those periods again. And I looked, I was looking up the book that I read about, thinking maybe there is something about that. Like, as I got older with the weird feeling, I started liking dragons when I was, I don't know, 5th grade, 6th grade. I really started liking dragons at that point. And dragons became a key part of my life. Like, on Christmas, what did I wish for? I wanted to be a dragon. I wanted to be myself. Like, it was a weird thing. Like, when I was little, I didn't know why I wanted to be a dragon. Like, out of anything else, I wanted to be a dragon. Was it because they're powerful? I'm sure. Yeah, I guess. When I was little, that's probably a big thing. Were they cool looking? I don't know. When I was little, it wasn't about the cool looking. It was that dragons resonated with me. When I looked at them, I thought, dragons. I just, there was something about a connection to that animal that was above any other animal. Like, my favorite animal when I was very young was dolphins, not even dragons. But I never had that feeling to a dolphin. It was dragons that slowly became my favorite animal, because when I started realizing them and noticing them more, I realized I had this weird feeling for them, and I didn't know why. As I got older, I found myself wishing more and more that I could be a dragon. I kept having, the dreams of me shifting into dragons happened on and off throughout my life, but I started, like, having these things where I just wish that I would be a dragon. And I didn't know why. I didn't know it's because I felt like I was a dragon at that point. I just felt like I should be a dragon. It's really confusing, and it's something I don't understand, and it's weird. So, yeah. So I was looking up the werewolf term, and I found the term Otherkin, or I found Therian first. I don't think I found Otherkin first. And the term, I started reading about it, which I'm sure you, as what you're wondering about if you're Therian, right? You've probably read about this, and you're in the same boat I was at that point. Sorry about the long-winded story there, but that's sort of why I said it. It's all unscripted, so I just kind of say it, obviously. Yeah, so, you know, like you are doing, you've probably read about it. You're doing what I did next. I watched videos on the subject. I went to forums. The term really, you know, resonated with me because I've heard the term werewolf. I'm like, that's cool, I guess. I like wolves. All right, sure. But I never heard the term Therian, never heard the term Otherkin. I didn't know what they meant. And when I found out it meant there were other people that had this feeling, I was like, weird. I was like, okay. I was like, but at first I was totally skeptical. Probably like how you guys are if you're watching this. You're like, well, you know, you're probably in that super skeptical thing where you don't really know if you are one, or, you know, how can you tell? That's exactly how I was feeling. What you're feeling right now is exactly how I felt in the beginning, after learning the term. Like, even if you had the experiences I had as a child, you always felt weird, you always liked this animal, you always felt like you should be this animal, but didn't know why. Even though you had those experiences, maybe like I did, you've come to this point right now, you're sitting watching this video, and you're wondering, well, do those experiences mean anything? How do I know if that means I'm a Therian? How do I know if that means I'm an Otherkin? How can I tell this? And it is so hard to tell. Like, I sat there and watched videos, and I read forums, and I was like, I went on this one forum, and I was like, you know, I've always liked dragons, and slightly wished I was one, but does that mean I think I am a dragon? I'm a human. That doesn't mean I'm a dragon. It just means I'm probably obsessed with dragons. But maybe you're thinking that. Well, I really like wolves, probably because that's the most common one people like. Wolf Therians are so abundant. Not saying it's bad if you're a wolf Therian, but there are a lot of them. Not that there's a lot of dragonkin too, so it's not like I'm out there. But you know, you probably have thought the same thing. You really connect with wolves, but does that make you a Therian? Does that make you a Therian to be really connected to wolves? Well, you have to really think about that. You have to sit there and think. Read everything you can and go, huh. You know, a Therian is someone who identifies as an animal. Really think about that concept. Do you identify as an animal, or do you like the animal? Is there a tug to the animal, or is it something about you that you feel like you are that animal? It is so confusing, and it's so hard to say in a video. It's so hard to say anywhere. Like, there are days I'm totally skeptical of the fact I'm an Otherkin or whatever, but once again, I'm on the high note, I've come to terms that I am one. Just because that's mostly because of interesting dreams or lucid dreams or whatever, and I kind of go, after, like, these dreams, I come out of it and I'm like, that just reaffirms that I'm an Otherkin, and I had the best dream of my life, kind of thing. But let's not talk about that. Sorry, the TV's distracting the crap out of me. You can see my glasses, the computer, see? Yeah. But you have to ask yourself these questions of, in your childhood, did you have these experiences? Did you always feel out of place? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Some people awaken and they have this experience later. Like, maybe reading the term has made you feel this way. But don't label yourself as one yet. Let's say you're watching this and you're going, no, yeah, I've had these experiences, and yeah, I totally resonate with dolphins, and I feel like, yes, I always felt at home in the water, and that's why I'm a dolphin. I'm a dolphin kid, or I'm a Therian. Don't label yourself as a Therian yet. What you need to do is give yourself, like, a break. Stop looking about it for a month. Stop looking about it. Don't think about it. Don't try daily think about the idea of being a Therian. And then come back to it a month later and reopen that box and go, oh yeah, do I still feel like I'm a Therian now that I'm not looking about it? Now that I'm not so obsessed with figuring it out, it's still something that that make sense to me? Does that term still connect with me? Now, you know, I know you're probably thinking, well, wait, I have M shifts, or I don't have M shift, I don't have P shifts, or I don't have any of that. Well, all like I've said in the other Therian, Otherkin video, having those does not make you a Therian, and not having those does not make you a Therian. It's something that can come along with it, and it's something that cannot go along with it. It's not needed. It's not like you have to have phantom shifts to be a Therian. What matters is that what you would feel inside. The best way, which I think there's a lot of controversy with this, the best way is to describe it as a transgender thing. But this is trans species. Transgender is when a person feels like they're the opposite gender on the inside. And a Therian or an Otherkin generally feels like they should be an animal. On the inside, they are that animal, but they're just representing themselves as a human this time. Like, they are a human right now. But on the inside, they could be a cougar. Like, they can see the world as a cougar does. They can really feel they are a cougar, but be stuck in a human body. Much like a girl could be a boy on the inside, but be stuck as a girl on the outside. I think that's a controversial thing to talk about, I think. I think it's a huge thing in the community that they don't like. I think it's like a don't compare it to transgender thing. But I think it's an easy way to do it, especially if you're coming out the family. Just say, think of it like transgender, but I'm trans species. Yeah. But, wait, how else can you tell? Well, okay, let's say you've evaluated your past, and okay, let's say you gave it that month break. Okay, and you still feel like that term makes sense to you. Because you don't want this to be a phase. You want it to be something that sticks with you. Like, you don't want it to be like, oh, werewolves are cool, I'm a werewolf. You want this to be like, you know, that's what the break's for. Give yourself a break, month, 2 months. Just don't think about it. Then go back to it, and if it still makes sense, and that term still resonates, you're not like, oh, Therian, that doesn't make any sense. It was a phase. If you actually sit there and go, yeah, Therian, that makes sense. Then, your next step is to figure out, well, what are you? Like, what inside do you feel like you should be? And that can be done in a lot of ways. One, it can be done from your past, looking at it. How did you react to things? What would, if you really feel you're Therian, what environment would you see yourself in? How would you get around? Would you walk on all fours? Would you be a primate? Would you walk sort of halfway on, you know, like primates do the half walking, half crawling thing? Would you fly? Do you swim? Like, what environment do you think you would be in? Like, if you have no idea what your animal is, think about this. And to narrow it down, hopefully, narrowing down the animal's hard, but I'll do another video on that. That's just another thing. But to help you figure out if you're Therian is meditate, lucid dream, quiet your mind. Ask your mind when you're meditating and while you're in a lucid dream. Ask ask the question, what am I? Who am I? Why am I me? Am I a Therian? And see what happens. Maybe a spirit guide will come and talk to you about it. Maybe you'll see the shadow of the animal. Or maybe like with me, before I found out about the whole Otherkin thing, you look in a mirror and you see, instead of the reflection of you, you see the dragon that you really are inside. And you don't know what it is. That can happen. That's what happened to me. So, yeah, hopefully, this is 18-minute, oh my god, video. Hopefully I helped you guys out. Like I said, finding out if you're a Therian is a hard one. It's a lot of inner working, and it's all about, no one can tell you you are one. It is up to you to know you are one, to feel you are one. That's sort of the gist of it. So, I hope I answered that question slightly. I'm by no means great at this. Once again, this is just my experience and my ways of helping people are not like anybody else's. This is my disclaimer. I sound crazy, I know about this stuff, but this is what I feel and how I think you could learn. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. So, TV's still distracting. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. And you guys have a super day.